every slight noise that comes from your side, all the more than 300 people will hear you. And they will hear me at the same time, and that cause a great deal of disturbance. So please try mute yourself wherever you are. Uh, Try to unmute yourself only if you've got a question to ask, and or if you have a question to ask, you can also raise your hand. I should be able to see your hand, and then I will attend to your question and try to assist you as much as we can. But just to make sure that the meeting does not get disturbed, please, all of us, let's mute ourselves. Let me, the only person that is going to speak for now, and then you will speak only if you've got a question. So thank you everybody for joining today. And I see that many are still joining. However, I believe that we should start, as it's already 5 minutes after 5. We should have started at 5. And because I believe everybody knows the time to be 5 o'clock. And for that reason, I believe we should start. Whoever comes after that, and then they will join. And as indicated earlier, that the proceedings are being recorded, and the recordings will be available on the e-leader, as I am informed. Please, again, as I said yesterday, try and pay attention to whatever that we are doing. And this basically is what you are expected to know. If you pay attention to what we are doing, and every day after class you try and practice, even if it's one exercise, doesn't matter. Even if it's an exercise that we have done in the class, just exercise it, see how much you understand. So that if there's anything that you don't understand from the previous class, when we start, you are able to ask questions, and then I can attend to your question and assist you wherever that I can. I should be able to assist you with whatever question that you will have. But the most important thing is try and practice. I always say, I was saying to the other students to say, this is already almost the end of June. You are only left with next month to July. Both of you have to write the board exam. You're only left with July, and considering that you are also attending this school, and over and above that, some of you are employed. So you can understand the pressure that is in there. So every hour that you can use, every minute that you can use is of utmost importance to make sure that you don't have a lot of pressure or too much pressure closer to the exam. So I'm still here to assist you with whatever questions that you will have. Later on, I'll also give you my my email address. I'll give you my email address, and so that if you've got questions, you can email me those questions that you will have. And if I will also prefer that if you send me an email address with a question, also just write your phone numbers there, so that if I believe the question is too long and that I need to explain it to you, I might give you a call and discuss the question with you over the phone. Please, I'm willing to assist you to making sure that you do the best in this exam. I told the other student to say, the better you do, the more happier I become. If I teach you and only 50% of the students pass the exam, that means I did not do well. So it reflects back on me. That's why I always want you to do the best. Now, yesterday we just did the introduction, and over and above that, we did one exercise on the bank reconciliation statement. And I said that today I want us to look at what you call, to still look at the bank reconciliation statement to make sure that when we pass this section, everybody understands on how do you do your bank reconciliation statement. So bank reconciliation statement can come in different type of ways or in different ways, and therefore I'm going to go through all those to make sure that what do you call it? To make sure that everybody will be able to attend to any question on correspondence that may come. Please assist Colleen there. Assist, he says she can't see me. She can only see the participants but cannot see me. I told you yesterday that I'm very illiterate when it comes to computers. So anyone who can assist her or him on what she should do. I see somebody assisted earlier on to say where she can press to get all the participants. Now it's only me that she cannot see. Dora, please also try to switch off the camera there from your side, Dora. Okay, thank you. Now, as I was saying, is that I need to proceed or to continue with your bank reconciliation statements. And I want to believe that all of you have been provided with handouts there that I've prepared with a number of questions in it. I think from question 1 until question over 40 questions, if I am right. So I want us to look at that handout with questions. And I want us to look at question number 6 on those questions in the handout. I want us to deal with that question number 6. So it's a bank reconciliation statement. That is question number 6. I want us to look at that question so that we can discuss it together. So that is, no, it's not in the manual, Amber. It is on the documents there that should have been sent to you about a few days ago. And the other one has got a number of questions. I think from question 1 until question 43 or 44, it's only have questions in it, that document. It only have questions in it. And I want us to look at question number 6. It's not in the manual. It's not in the manual that you got from LEAD, but it's a separate document that you should have received a few days ago. And what is it called, and what is it? Was it emailed? Yes, it was emailed. Suzuki, can you assist there? Zuki, are you on here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, I believe you have emailed them. Those hands out that I said you must email them to them. So yes. Some students want to know how you send it to them.
I sent it along with the link to this video. It was an attachment to the link. They must go on eLeader. Go on eLeader, check on eLeader where you found this link. That's where you get all the attachments.
Yes, yes. Betty is saying the same thing there. 3 documents that was emailed. Yes, Betty, it's 3 documents. Document number 1 has got many questions. The second one is 1 page. The third one is 1 page. That's what the documents that I'm talking about. Conveyancing steps, you are right, that's 1 document. Correspondence steps is another document. And the other one has got number of questions. Yes, those are documents that I'm talking about.
Advocate, the one that you're talking about, it's entitled Legal Practitioners Bookkeeping, something like that. It's a PDF document as well.
Yes, a PDF document, yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now that document there, I want us to go to question number 6. Then I want us to go to question number 6. I want us to look at that question number 6, and it will also be answering some of the questions that were asked yesterday. And then Dando has just put it there. That's a question there. Thank you, Dando. That's a question that we are dealing with. That's a question there. Those who don't have it, you can quickly take a camera of that with your advanced cell phones, and then you can look at it as and when we go. There's a question there on the chart there. Now, when you look at that question that I'm going to read through, it says your trust cash book balance at 28 February 2016 reflected a balance of 534,897. And again, if we just say it's a balance, that simply tells you that it's money available. If it's not money available, the question will be very specific to say it's a negative balance or an overdraft balance or unfavorable balance. But as soon as the statement says it's a balance, that tells you that it's money available. And therefore the bank statement balance at the same date was 505,192. Now we know what is the balance for our bank statement as well as our balance for our cash book. Now, a comparison of the cash book and the bank statement for February 2016 reveals the following. An EFT payments number 23 is reflected in the cash book as 53488, but appears in the bank statement as 54388. Now, if you look at that document, it's EFT payments number 23. That means that is the same amount. That's the same deposit, is the same payment, not deposit. It is the same payment. But when you look at that payment, we are on question number 6 in those ends out. Question number 6. Now, if we look at that, thank you, Maratu. If you look at that question there, or that statement there, that is the same payment. Sipelele says he can't open the document. Sipelele, I think for now the best that you can do is that what the other person has posted there, that question that the other person has posted there, just take a picture of that and then you can work on it as we go. And then later on, Suzuki, you can contact her and then she will make a means of sending it over to you. Okay. Malato, I'll share it not long, don't worry. I'll share it before the end of the classes. Now, what you see there is a payment number 23, but that payment's number 23 is reflected in the cash book as 53488. In other words, you recorded it as 53,488, but what the bank actually paid was 54388. That is what the bank has paid. And for that reason, the question is, if you've got a transaction of this nature, what do you do? How do you deal with this transaction where the value as it is appearing in your bank statement is not the same as the value that is appearing in your cash book? Jean says there, in this case, it is clear that an error exists, but the question is it an error of the bank statement or an error of the cash book? Bank error put in the bank recon. Okay, let's deal with Jean's question there. Now, I want you to go to your manual. Let's go to your manual there. Let's go to page 19, page 19. Let's go to page 19. And then I just want us to read 6.1.5. Paragraph 6.1.5. It says, identify errors of the firm and then they say cash book error. FEMA of the errors of the firm, you'll always find them in the cash book. Therefore, must be corrected in the cash book. If payments or deposit amounts in the cash book and the bank statement does not agree, accept the bank statement figure as being correct. Reverse the incorrect entry and record the correct entry in the supplementary cash book. Now, that is basically how you deal with a firm error. Number one, they say the issue of the manual. Please, Suzuki is also online here. Please, as I said, Bianca also sent that question that we are dealing with here on the chart. My page is 90, it's not the same. Oh, your page in terms of the question that we were dealing. Yes, we are looking at page number 19. We are looking at page number 19, Bianca. That at 6.1, that's 6.1.5. That's the paragraph that I was reading at. Now, what I was saying was, in terms of that statement there on page 19, yes, page 19 of the study material. On that page 19, they are basically telling you that if you've got an error of that nature, where the value of that payment is not the same in the cash book as is recorded in the bank statement, you must always accept that the bank statement value is correct and the cash book value is the incorrect one. Now, if the bank statement value is correct and the cash book value is incorrect, that tells you this is what we call a firm error. This is what we call a firm error. Thank you, Mariska. Mariska has just put that page 19 there on the chart. Accept this as what you call a firm error. And if it's a firm error, it simply means that that error must be fixed in your supplementary cash book because the error has got nothing to do with your bank statement. The value in the bank statement is correct. It does not need to be corrected. And for that reason, we need to go and correct it in our supplementary cash book. Now, the next question will be, how do you correct that error? You will see there, they tell you that you need to reverse the other transaction and then record the correct transaction in your supplementary cash book. Now, the question is, how do you deal with a payment of this nature? Remember, number one, when you make a payment in your cash book, the payment is recorded on the credit side. That simply means you recorded that amount of 53488 on the credit side of your cash book. And then you debited your bank statement with 54388 because that is the value appearing in your bank statement. Now, we are saying this value appearing in your bank statement is correct, and the one in your cash book is incorrect. Now, this is how you are going to deal with this transaction when you correct it. Because it's a payment, you take the bank statement value, you credit your supplementary cash book with the bank statement value. You credit your supplementary cash book with the bank statement value because it's a payment. In other words, that bank statement value is the value that you should have recorded on the credit side of your cash book. Now, you did not record that bank statement value, you recorded the incorrect value. Now, we are saying you must still record that bank statement value, which is the correct one. You must still record it on the credit side where you should have recorded it. And now, if you record it on the credit side, it will tell you that the credit side of your cash book will have two values. The correct one that you just recorded and the incorrect one that you recorded earlier on. Now, you can't leave it like that because The pay should be one payment and not two payments. The question is, what do you do with the one that you recorded there which is incorrect? And I'm saying, with the incorrect one that is already reflecting on the credit side, you must just record it on the debit side of your supplementary cash book. Correct, Jean? That's exactly what you do. Debit the incorrect, Jonavis. Correct. That's basically what you are doing. The incorrect one, you reverse it. And then you record the correct one on the credit side. And please remember, you need to record it as I say. Elvira, that's where the problem is. Do not record the differences. Please do not record the differences. If you record the differences, you are still going to balance. However, they do not want you to record the differences. They want to see you reversing those transactions as I say now. In other words, you simply take the bank statement value because it's a payment, you credit your cash book, and the one in the cash book, you simply debit your supplementary cash book, and that's how you do it. Thank you, Elvira. Now, I'll explain it again later when you record it in your books. Now, let's look at the next one. And EFT payments of 9357 received from a client and credited to our account has now been reversed by the bank. Has now been reversed by the bank. That's an EFT payment. Now they say it has now been reversed by the bank. Can you please reverse that part? Okay. I'm gonna repeat it again. That transaction there at number one. Number one, at number one. We are saying, Emmanuel, we are saying it's a payment. In other words, with the payment, when you make a payment, let me just get something to write here. This is your cash book. And this is your bank statement. Now I'm just going to give you an example here. They say it's reflecting in your cash book as 53488, but it's reflecting your bank statement as 54388. 54388. That's what it is now. Unfortunately, I don't have too much light there. Okay, you will see there is your cash book. In that cash book there, you will see that there is a credit of 53488 and there is a debit of 54388 in your bank statement. Now, what I'm saying, that is what it is. That's what it is as it stands now. Now, how do you correct this error? We know that that amount in your cash book, which is 53488, is the incorrect one. And 54388 in the bank statement is the correct one. Now, I am saying, take that bank statement value, which is the correct one, is the one that you should have credited on your cash book. Take it and go and credit your cash book. And how do you do that? Simply come here and record that bank statement value here, 54388. 54388. Now, if you look at that value now, you will see that in your cash book now you've got two values, the correct one and the incorrect one. Now I'm saying, what do you do with the incorrect one? 53488. The 53488, you must write it back into your cash book. And therefore, you are simply going to write it here, 53488. And as soon as you write this 54388 like this, and therefore what I am saying is that this value here, this value has cancelled that other one. You will see there in your cash book. Now, That other one has cancelled that one. Now you are left with one value, 54388, which is what in your bank statement. So that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We can't see. The paper is blurry.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix that.
Advocate, you have to disable your background again.
The
today.
background again. Sorry, let me
So
just
the
look at
three dots.
Let me go to the background again. Show background effects. Why is today not
From the
showing
circle
me?
with the slash.
I'm go to the one with the slash and then say
And say
apply. Can you see it now?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Now you will see what happens there is that initially on the debit side of your cash book, there was, sorry, not the debit but the credit side, there was an amount of 53488, which we say is the incorrect one. Now what we did is we took the bank statement value here, which is the correct one, and we wrote it here on the credit side of your supplementary cash book. Now I'm saying as soon as you record it here, then you've got this correct one and this incorrect one. Now how do you deal with this incorrect one? What do you do with the correct one? Then this incorrect one, you must write it back. And then
I don't know whether it's my network or what.
Then you debit your cash book with the incorrect one. And this incorrect one will cancel this incorrect one on the credit side. Now you are left with this correct one, which is the one in your bank statement. That is what I meant when I say you simply take the bank statement value because it's a payment. You record the correct amount which is reflected in your bank statement on the credit side, which is the payment side. And the incorrect one, which is the cash book value, you debit your cash book. In this case, your supplementary cash book. I need to say it very slowly so that you can write it down. If the payment in your bank statement, the value of the payment in your bank statement is not the same as in the cash book, you must take the bank statement value. You must take the bank statement value and credit your supplementary cash book. You must take the bank statement value and credit your supplementary cash book. And then you take the bank statement value. You take the bank statement value and you debit your supplementary cash book. If it's a payment and the value in the bank statement is not the same as in the cash book, we always assume that the bank statement value is correct. And for that reason, you will take the bank statement value, you credit your supplementary cash book. And then you take the cash book value, you debit your supplementary cash book. And I'll explain it again in detail when we come back to that question, as we'll be coming to answer it. So for now, that's what you need to record there, that you take the bank statement value. Okay, Sandy, what I'm saying is, I'm going to repeat it again. What I'm saying is that if it's a payment and the bank statement value is not the same as the cash book value, the exercise is exercise number 6 on the handout that you have received with this link that we are working on. If you look on this link that we are working on, you will find that document. Do we debit 53488? 53488 must be debited. correct, and you credit for 54388. You are correct, Tabiso. That's how you are going to do it. Now, as I was saying,
I've got a question, Advocate. What would be the correct narration for that transaction, for that reversal?
now you can just say EFT reversal is still all right.
Okay, thank you.
Or correction of that EFT, it is still all right. We are going to see that you are correcting that transaction.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I saw that in your example, you actually crossed out the figures, the wrong figure.
Yes.
Can we also do that, or you are just doing it to show that they've cancelled each other out?
No, I was just showing you how you are going to do it. In your answer, you are only going to reflect the credit in your supplementary cash book in the amount of 54388, and you are only going to show the 53488 in your supplementary cash book. Those are the only transactions that you are going to show. The other two, you are not going to show them. Cash book with the differences of 900 between the numbers. Please may you explain this again. Look, the issue of the 900 trend, as I was saying to you, that if you record the 900 rand, it's still going to balance. And then you will see that in your accounting world, they will normally record the differences, and then in the narration, they will explain what that difference is for. But unfortunately, in terms of your the Legal Practice Council, they want you to reverse it as we are reversing here. So they want you to reverse it so that they can see exactly what happened with that transaction. So please try to do it exactly as the LPC want you to do it. As I was saying, it's not wrong to do it in that way, because that's how the accounting world do it, but the Legal Practice Council unfortunately want you to do it in a different way. And that is what I'm trying to explain here. You simply take the bank statement value, you credit your supplementary cash book, and you take the cash book value, you debit your supplementary cash book. Let me pass it now. I'll come back to it later on when we record it. The payment on the bank statement will always be on the debit side. When you make a payment, it will be on the debit side. We are not using the manual, we are using the handout with questions. We are not using the manual, we are using the handout that was attached to the link that was sent to you. If you look at attachment to this link, you will find those handouts. They are attached to this link. Okay, I'll explain to it just now when you come back to it. Now, let's look at number 2. An EFT payment of 9357 received from a client and credited to our account has now been reversed by the bank.
Advocate.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Which page are we on?
No, it's not in the manual. It's on the handout with questions, and it's question number 6.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Now, number 2, it says an EFT payments of 9357 received from a client and credited to our account has now been reversed by the bank. Now, let's look at this EFT payment so that we know exactly how are we going to record it when we answer it. We are saying an EFT payment. When you receive an EFT payment in your bank statement, is going to be credited. EFT is always credited in your bank statement because it's a direct payment in your bank account. Now, if this EFT is credited in your bank statement, that means it's going to be a debit in your cash book. Now, they are saying this EFT or this credit in your bank statement has now been reversed by the bank. If the bank reverses EFT, that means you are going to see it on the debit side of your bank statement because it has now been reversed. Now, the question is, Jean, you're correct. Now the question is, if it's a credit here in your bank statement, so it's a debit in your bank statement, now you need to post it to your cash book. And therefore, that simply means you are going to credit your supplementary cash book. Jonaves, you're also correct. You are going to credit your supplementary cash book with that value. That's how you are going to deal with that transaction there. Now, number 3, payment for 12,997 drawn on the business banking account has been paid by the bank from the trust account. And that is that transaction where we said the bank made an error. This is a business transaction. But instead of the bank pay it out of the business account, they paid it out of the trust account. Now we are saying this is a bank error, and because it's a bank error, it can only be fixed in your bank statement. Now this is what happens. The bank has incorrectly debited your trust account. Now you speak to the bank and say, you have made a mistake here. This bank account should not have been debited with this amount, and the bank agrees with you. And then, yes, you record that error in the bank reconciliation statement, Jim. Now the question is, are you going to debit or credit your bank reconciliation statement? Are you going to add it or are you going to less it in your bank reconciliation statement? Remember, you are reversing it. The bank initially debited it by mistake. They should not have debited it. They should not even have touched your trust bank account, because that transaction is a business, it's a trust transaction. Now they took money out of your trust account by mistake, and therefore they must pay it back. And when they pay it back, are they going to credit your bank statement or are they going to debit your bank statement again? Credit your bank statement, Rafino, John, Robert, Jean, correct. You are going to credit your bank reconciliation statement. That simply means you are going to add it. Tabari, you're correct. Zimbini, you're correct. Everybody there, I say you got it correct. You are going to credit your bank reconciliation statement because it was debited by mistake. It must be returned back, and therefore it must be credited back. Thank you, Nadia. Now let's proceed. Number 4, EFT payments totaling 41787 have not yet been paid by the bank and remains outstanding. Now here they tells you they have not been Zugiswa, please assist me. Okay.
Yeah, I just need to check here. When you say it must be debited back, you said, is it back to?
Sorry, not debited back, but credited back. It was initially debited by the bank by error. Now, when you tell the bank that they have made an error by debiting your account, that simply means the bank now must credit it back
into the
bank statement, because it's a bank error, and therefore when you correct a bank error, you only record it in your bank reconciliation statement.
All right, thanks.
And so sorry, advocate.
Yes.
I found it difficult to send messages. I don't know if they can add me to the group chat, because even my questions are not appearing there. I don't know what is the problem.
Not appearing there. Can somebody assist, please? Where when you type it, it get typed, but it doesn't come through.
Yeah, they just say that I'm not part of the group.
You're not part of the group.
Yes.
Can somebody assist there? Mariska, I'll answer you just now. Can somebody assist there? It tells him that it's not part of the group. And what do you call it? It's not part of the group and he can't send messages through. Please assist there. Sorry to disturb the lesson. I just joined the meeting. On which page of the guide are you on? Lebogang, we are not working on the guide. What do you call it? When you receive this link, there was an attachment to the link. One of the attachment there, it's a document which has got number of questions. We are on that document there that was attached to this link when it was sent to you. And then on that document, we are on question number 6. Okay, let's assist there regarding, let's assist Mariska there regarding that 12, that number 3. She's asking whether are we going to debit our cash book with that amount of 12997. What is going to happen there is that with this, because it's a bank error, you don't record anything in your supplementary cash book. You don't record anything in your supplementary cash book. You only credit your bank statement, and that's it. The bank has initially debited you. Now you credit that amount back. So you don't touch your supplementary cash book because there is no error that was made in your cash book. So nothing wrong in your cash book. Everything is wrong in the bank statement. You correct it in the bank statement. You simply credit that amount in your bank statement. You are going to add it, and that's all you do. Nothing that you are going to do in your supplementary cash book. Okay. Safila, which paper are you referring to, Safila? You can unmute yourself. Safila, sir. You said I should show the paper again because you want to confirm something.
Transactions.
Kandala, you said I should read you. Can you, Kandala, if you can hear me, can you also unmute yourself and ask your question? I didn't see your question on the chat. You can unmute yourself and ask your question so that I can answer it.
Yeah, so first of all, I wanted to see if you can read me, because even yesterday I sent so many questions and I didn't get an answer. So now I don't know if you can read me. If you can read me, that is fine. So I can still ask question on the chat.
No problem. Thank you. Sorry about that. You can send your questions and then I'll be able to answer them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Number 4. Yes, we were still at number 4. We see at number 4 there it says EFT payments totaling 41787 have not yet been paid by the bank and remains outstanding.
Sorry, Advocate.
Yes.
Sorry, just to go back to question 3, in a real world capital application, now would that mean that we also have to correct the error on our business bank account? Because now we've recorded it in our business cash book.
Yes.
It wouldn't have reflected then yet at that stage in our business bank statement. Would we then have to make a bank recon statement also reflecting or recording that transaction in our business bank recon statement?
Yeah,
for that month?
You will see that because this transaction, instead of reflecting your business account, in your business account, it's not going to reflect. It will only reflect in your business cash book. And therefore, it will tell you that you need to record it in your business bank reconciliation statement. And therefore, when the bank go and debit your business bank account, because as soon as the bank correct your trust account, and the bank will immediately go to your business bank account and they will debit that amount. Therefore, if you have already dealt with it in your business bank reconciliation during that course of the month, and then the next month you look at your bank, that value will agree, will come back again, and then you will see that you have dealt with at the end of that month, you recorded it yourself, because it will still say in your business bank reconciliation statement, it will still be outstanding in the bank statement. And therefore, until you do the same exercise that we do when we've got outstanding payment.
Okay, I see. So then
Yes.
you would have to record it in both your trust bank statement as well as in your business account bank recon statement.
Correct. Yes.
Would there ever be such a question in the exams where we would need to figure out, oh, this is also both in the bank recon statement as well as the trust recon statement? Would such a
in your exam, we will only ask you to record it in the either in the, like, if you are dealing with the trust bank reconciliation like this, we'll only expect you to record it in the trust bank reconciliation statement. So we will not say to you, show us how you record it in the business bank statement. We will only need this transaction only.
Okay. Thank you for that. That answers my question. Thank you, Advocate.
Okay, thank you. Now I was explaining that before. Okay.
I'd ask you if you could show me the paper you are recording these transactions on, because I am behind.
Look, we haven't started recording as yet. We're just explaining them. After explaining them, we are going to record them together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Problem.
Advocate.
Yes, ma'am.
When you are done going through all the transactions, can you please go back to the first transaction to explain it, because I was having technical difficulties when you were explaining it.
Yes, we are still going back there. We are still going to start again there at the top when you record them, and I'll explain it again.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Mwesi, this transaction at number 4, you are basically not going to credit it in your bank statement, but you are going to debit it. Why do you debit it? Because they say there, those are the payments. Now the question is, payments, if it's a payment in your cash book, it's a payment, a debit or a credit in your cash book? We know that in our cash book, we record the payments on the credit side. And we are saying this credit in your bank statement in the amount of 41787 is outstanding in your bank statement. And therefore, when you transfer a credit, when you post a credit from the cash book to your bank statement, in your bank statement, it must be the direct opposite, which means it's going to be a debit to show that it is a payment. Okay. Now let's go to number 5. Interest of 7659 on the favorable balance has not yet been entered in the cash book. Now, this interest, they say it's on the favorable balance. That tells you it's an interest that the bank paid you for having a positive balance. And if the bank pays you interest for having a positive balance, it simply means the bank is going to credit your bank statement with that balance. Now, if it's a credit in your bank statement, because the bank has given you that interest, now you need to transfer that credit and record it where it does not appear. And where it does not appear is in your supplementary cash book, and Janine is correct. You are going to debit your supplementary cash book. Claudia is also correct. Eloise, correct. All of you are correct to say you are going to debit your supplementary cash book. Thank you, Kate. Now, that is number 5. Let's go to number 6. Deposits totaling 87906 made on the 28th February 2016 are not reflected on the bank statement. It's a question. Okay, let me go back to number 6. Deposits totaling 87906 made on the 28th of February 2016 are not reflected on the bank statement. Now, let's look at that deposit first. Let me quickly read this question. Okay, I'll come back to you, Ntando. Now, let's look at this number 6. Deposits totaling 87906 made on the 28th of February 2016 are not reflected on the bank statement. Now, if they are saying these are the deposits and they are not reflecting on the bank statement, that means these deposits are only reflecting in the cash book. Now, let's go into the cash book and look at the deposit. where do you record the deposit in the cash book? Let's start there first. A deposit in the cash book, where do you record it?
In the credit side. I mean, the debit side.
Debit side, correct. The deposit in your cash book will be recorded on the debit side. Thank you, MT. Thank you, Tabari. And now, we've got this debit here in your cash book that they say it's not reflecting in your bank statement. Now, when you need to record it in your bank statement, are you going to debit or credit your bank statement? Are you going to add it or less it in your bank statement?
You credit.
Correct. You're going to credit your bank statement. That means you're going to add it. Jean, correct. Apollo, correct. John, correct. You are going to credit your bank reconciliation statement. You are going to add it.
Advocate?
Yes.
How do we know whether the deposits are from the legal practitioner or are from the client?
Now, the question will be, how can a legal practitioner deposit money in the trust account if he is not the client? So it automatically tells you that all the monies that you receive in the trust account, all the deposit that you receive in the trust account must be from your client. So as a legal practitioner, you will not deposit your money into the trust account, but you will transfer money that belongs to you from the trust account into your business account. That's why when we say we are dealing with remember here we are dealing with the trust bank reconciliation. That means we are dealing with the trust cash book. And therefore, the money that comes into your trust account or your trust cash book, that is the money that belongs to your client. Or those are the money that you get from your client. That's why we say that money is what you have received from your client. Okay.
Thank you, understand now.
Thank you, man. Now, so that deposit, we all agree that you're going to add it in your bank reconciliation statement. An EFT payment. Remember, we said that if it's a payment, that means it's something that is credited on your cash book. They say EFT is credited on your cash book and it must be debited on your bank statement. Now, they are saying this EFT payment, this credit in your cash book and debit in your bank statement has now been reversed by the bank. In other words, that debit in your bank statement has now been reversed. And for the bank to reverse a debit, it means the bank must now credit your bank statement. Now, when the bank credits your bank statement, and now you must transfer that credit from your bank statement to your cash book, your supplementary cash book. The question is, are you going to debit or credit your supplementary cash book with that amount of 10,555?
Yes. Debit.
Janine, you're correct. Lois, you're correct. Senzo, Mungali, all of you are correct. You are cash book. You are going to debit your supplementary cash book. Debit, everybody is correct there. Get it right. Now let's look at number 7. A direct deposit of 21454 by client into the trust account has not been recorded in the cash book. Now, this is a direct deposit into your bank account. They say it has not been recorded in your cash book. Firstly, let's look at this deposit in your bank account. A direct payments into your bank account. Is it a debit or a credit in your bank account? A direct payment.
Credit.
It's a credit, correct. Now, this credit here, thank Claudia, thank you, Zambini, Manisa, it's a credit in your bank statement. Now, this credit here, which is a direct payments into your bank statement, they say it's not reflecting in your cash book. Now you need to record it in your cash book. Are you going to debit your cash book? So we debit it on the supplementary cash book. Jenny, you are correct. It must be debited in your supplementary cash book. Mungale, Anita, Zambeni, all of you are correct. It must be debited in your supplementary cash book. Now they say, prepare the supplementary cash book for February 2016. And you are required to prepare the supplementary cash book for February 2016 and to prepare the bank reconciliation statement as at 28th of February 2016. Now, I want you and me now to go and prepare our supplementary cash book and our bank reconciliation statements together. Let's go now and prepare those two accounts together. And let's see how, if we will get this correct, this right. Let's draw our T account for our supplementary cash book. Our T account for our supplementary cash book. And also, let's draw another account, which is your bank reconciliation statement. And yesterday we have shown each other how do we draft that standard format. Draft that standard format for your bank reconciliation statement. Yes. Yes.
Which part of the manual is this?
No, we are not working on the manual. We are working on the exercises. When they sent you this link that you are working on, there were attachments to that link. Those attachments, there are 3 attachments, and the 2 attachment is just steps, convincing steps, and correspondence steps. The other attachment has got number of pages, and those are the questions. And somebody has posted that question that we are dealing with on the screen here. Bongiwe has posted it on the screen. That is a question that we are dealing with. It's not in the manual. It's on those, what do you call those handouts. Okay. Now, the first one is your supplementary cash book. Supplementary cash book for February 2016. And the other one is your bank reconciliation statement. Statement as at 28 February 2016. It's your supplementary cash book. Those of you who were not here yesterday, this is your supplementary cash book for February 2016. And the other one is your bank reconciliation statement as at 28th of February 2016. That's how you draft those 2 accounts. Your bank reconciliation statement as at 28th of February 2016 and your supplementary cash book for February 2016. Now, on those accounts now, we are going to start this statement that we are reading from the beginning. And as I read, and then we are going to record. Your supplementary cash book, this is your supplementary cash book for February 2016. Your supplementary cash book for February 2016. And your bank, yes.
You know, I just tried opening my PDF format. It says it's an invalid format.
It says an invalid format.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
Zugis is listening, and your name is
Fortune Mutsabi.
Fortune Mutsadi. Ozugi will try and resend it to you again. So she's on the chat with us. She'll resend it again to you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Now, let's start reading that question from the beginning, and as we read.
Okay. Sorry, I've raised my hand.
Okay.
There's a person that has shared the questions in the meanwhile. For the gentleman can check our chats. There's a person that has assisted us and posted the questions in the meanwhile for all the people that are coming late.
Yes, and I also see Sandy there has also posted the what do you call the website where you can download that questions from. As you can see there on the screen, go to the chat also. A few other people have also shared that question itself that we are dealing with. So it's also on the chat there. Just browse through the charts and then you can just take a picture of it. Let's look at it as we go for now. So try that link that Sandy has sent there, and then you should be able to access this question. Now, this is your, let's go back to the question, and as we read the question, then we are going to record. It says there, your trust cash book balance as at 28th of February 2016 reflected a balance of 534,897. And I am saying that balance there, because it's a balance, it's money available. Now, the money available in your cash book, which side are you going to record the available balance in your supplementary cash book?
Debit.
Debit side, correct? Zimbini also said the same thing. You are going to debit. You go to your supplementary cash book on the left-hand side. The left-hand side of your supplementary cash book is the debit side. You go on the left-hand side, you simply write balance. Simply write balance, and you write that figure. 534,897. You simply write balance on the debit side, 534,897. And then you are done with that one. And then they say the bank statement balance on the same date was 505,192. And then you go to your bank reconciliation statement. On the left-hand side, you simply write balance as per bank statement. Balance per bank statement. Balance per bank statement, and then on the right-hand side, and then you write that value. 505,192. On your bank statement, on the left-hand side, you write that narration. Balance as per bank statement, and then on the far right, and then you write that amount. 505,192. And then we have now recorded those balances. Lindela, we are on question number 6 on the hand out for the questions. Question number 6. Now the bank as per balance as per bank statement 505,192. Now we are done recording the balances. Now let's read the question, and as we read that question, we are going to record those transactions. So 505,192 on the credit side. Yes, you record it on the far right, Amber, because if you are using the standard format, you don't need to identify whether it's credit or debit side. You simply record it on the right hand side, and then the values are going to. I'm using the what you call the standard format. So the standard format you will see there in your manual. Those who are not here, the standard format in your manual will be on page 5. Check page 25. Where it says bank reconciliation statement, it says standard format. The first format there, the top one there, is what you call the standard format on page 25. That's exactly how we are going to deal with that transaction. You will see that on that standard format. On the left-hand side, it's narration. And then on the far right, that is where you are going to record those transactions.
Sorry, Advocate?
Yes.
Where do you get this figure?
Which one?
The one which is balance as per the bank statement.
Guys,
505192.
Yes. Where is that figure?
Do you have question number 6 with you?
Yes, I do.
Taibo.
Yes. If you are on question number 6, if you read that question number 6, it says your trust cash book balance at 28 February 2016 reflect a balance of 534897. The bank statement balance on the same date was 505192. That's where we got it.
Thank you, Bradford.
Advocate, can I ask a question, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So how do we know if these are positive balances or negative balances? Because it doesn't say.
Okay.
No, gentlemen, you're out of order, man. People are just being paid. So
This question was asked yesterday. It was addressed by the advocate.
You're out of order. They were not here yesterday.
Some people might not have been there yesterday.
Today, guys.
Okay, guys. Okay, please. Let's maintain order, man. Let's do it like this, please. Let me explain it to them. Some people take time to understand, and I understand that. So some take